Students, so now today we are going to continue with purchase return book. As in our previous class we have learned how to prepare purchase book. So most probably there is not much difference in between purchase book and the purchase return book. So first, before the numericals, we have to find out the meaning of purchase return book. That we have already discussed in our previous chapters. Any kind of goods which we purchase and return to the supplier on just because of goods are not according to the sample, not according to the order. Okay, so various reasons are there. If we are going to return those goods, then we have to record it in the purchase return book. Okay, and when goods are returned, a statement of goods return is sent to the seller, and this statement is called debit note. So that debit note and credit note, that we also learn how to prepare it. Okay, so just remember, at the time of return of goods, at the time of purchase return we prepare debit note, at the time of sales return we prepare credit note. Okay, so let's see the question. Here we have some transactions like January 3rd, goods returned to Ramesh, January 7th, goods returned to Suresh, Ratan, like this. We have just only the simple transactions. So with these transactions, we have to prepare our purchase return book. So first, you all are aware about the format. So here, first, in the place of sales book, please you have to mention their purchase return book. Okay, not the sales book. It's called simple purchase return book. Just like first we have returned to Ramesh, so we have to write the name of party. We don't have to use to and by words. So Ramesh, invoice number if we have in the question, or the ledger folio numbers, that is not required. If we are going to return various items, then we have to put details. Otherwise directly we can put amounts in the amount column. Similarly, we have returned goods to Suresh, then after Ramesh, then again Ramesh, Suresh, Gopal, Ramesh and Gopal, like that. So whatever goods we have written, we in the particular column we have to write their names, name of the party to whom we are going to return those goods, and in the column of amount directly we have to record the amounts. Okay, if more than one or two items are there which we are going to return, so we have to write individuals items amount in the detail column, then final amount in the amounts column. So let's continue with another. Next we have sales book. So first we have to find out the meaning of sales book. Sales book, that is also a kind of subsidiary books, and we used to record only the credit sale of goods. Credit sale of goods we used to enter or record in this books. Okay, when we sell goods, we prepare an invoice and we provide it to the buyer or the purchaser. For us it is an outward invoice. Whenever we purchase, we receive invoice, that is called inward invoice, and at the time of selling of goods we issue an invoice, and that is called outward invoice. We make out copies of each of the outward invoice and file them for future reference. Basically we prepared three copies, one which we use to keep with us, and one we provide to the buyer, and one for another purpose. So in sales book there is no need to write full particulars of goods, because that is already appeared in the invoice. In sales book only write the date of the sales, outward invoice number which can help us to trace the complete details, and the name of the buyer and his ledger folio number, and the total amount receivables from him. The ledger posting from the sales book are made to the debit side of the individual buyer, and accounts to the creditors of the sales account. So there is nothing. If we have learned how to prepare purchase book, then similarly we will prepare sales book. In the place of purchase book we have to write the sales only. So here you can see a transaction, just like goods sold to Ramesh, Suresh, Ratan, Ramesh, Suresh, Gopal and all. So कुछ नहीं करना अपने को. So here in the place of purchase book there will be sales book. Okay, and in the sales book we have to just put the party's name in the in the column of particulars we have to write the name of parties, and in the amount column we have to just put the amounts only, and at the last there is total column, and in that we have to find out the sum of all the sales. Okay, this is called simple sales book. Along with this, we used to prepare comprehensive purchase book and comprehensive sales book. Along with this, we have sales return book. Sales return is also a kind of subsidiary book in which we used to record all the goods, whatever we have sold, if that comes to us again, that is called sales return. Okay, whatever goods we have sold by any reason, if it returned by buyer or the buyer to us, then it will be considered as sales book. So here we have to record only the sales return of goods. Okay, and when sales return, we prepare sales return, along with that we used to issue a credit note. Okay, and sales return book we have to prepare almost same as we have prepare purchase return book. So contents and things are almost same, there is no changes. So let's see an example, that is goods returned from Ramesh, goods returned from Suresh, Ratan, Ramesh, like that. So they have returned goods to us, and that we have to record. So simply we have to prepare sales return book. In the column of particular we have to write the name of parties, and in the column of amounts simply we have to write the amounts, because here we don't have any kind of multiple items or the detail about the items. Okay, so here a very important question, it will help you to learn lot of things, as they have given here. Verma Brothers Kolkata carry on business as wholesale cloth dealer. From the following, write up their purchase book. So on the basis of the given data we have to prepare purchase book. So January 3 purchase from Messrs Birla Mills Kolkata, 10 piece long cloth 800 each, 50 pieces of shirting at the rate of 500 each, and like that. So first, as we know, in the purchase book we used to record only the purchase of business article, and that should be in credit mode. Cash transactions are not recorded in the purchase book or the sales book. So once when you will prepare purchase book, so after reading the question you have to find out, you have to check that is cash transaction or the credit transaction. If that is cash transaction, then it will be recorded in cash book. If that is credit transaction, then only it can be recorded in the purchase book. So after reading the first transaction, January 3rd, we can see it's a simple buying of goods, that is totally credit mode. January 8 we have purchased for cash from Messrs Ambika Mills Ahmedabad. So here we can see it's a kind of cash transaction. So this transaction we are not going to record in the purchase. Then after January 13 we have purchase from Messrs Sanjay Mills Kolkata, and again this is a kind of credit transaction, so this transaction we will record. So let's prepare our purchase book. So in the column of date we have to put date, first 3rd January. In the column of particular, first we have to write the name of party, like Messrs Birla Mills Kolkata. Then again we have to write the detail about the item, just like 10 piece long cloth at the rate of 800 each, so that we can record 50 pieces shirting at the rate of 500 each. So in the column of detail we have to write their amounts. So total is 10,500 and cost is also 10,500, and that cost we can transfer in the total. For 8th January no entry because of cash transaction. Then again we have Sanjay, we have purchased from Sanjay Mills Kolkata 20 pieces of long cloth at the rate of 800, 50 pieces of shirting at the rate of 500 each. So calculation is wrong there, it will be considered as 5 piece of shirting. Okay. Now on the 3rd January or 13th January, so here it will be 250. So here you can see 16,000 plus 250 is equal to 18,500, and total cost will be 18,500. So total cost of the transaction is 29,000. So total cost of purchase is also 29,000. So we can write transactions like this. So again here we have questions regarding the GST. Okay, and for this we have to prepare comprehensive purchase book. So let's See the transactions. When we will prepare this account with GST, in the column of date we have to write date, in column of particulars detail about the transaction, then after detail column, then after cost column, and for the GST we have to prepare separate column. So basically for the GST I will take a separate lecture, so it will help you a lot. So at the time of purchase, there will be input GST, input CGST, input SGST, and input IGST. So let's check. 10 piece of long cloth at the rate of 800. 800 multiply 10 is equal to 8000, and 5 piece of shirting at the rate of 500 each is equal to 2500. Total purchase will be 10,500, and when we purchase goods at the time, CGST and SGST will be applied on it. So that we have calculated 6%. 6% of 10,500, that is of 630 and 630. So total transaction detail will be 11,760. That is the total purchase including GST. But here we have to make separate values, just like the cost value 10,500, CGST 630, SGST 630, IGST is nothing, and so total of transaction is 11,760. So like this we have to make separate things. Then again, Messrs Sanjay Mills, Kolkata. Okay, so basically in this transactions only CGST and SGST will be there, but just for the understanding purpose I have written there IGST. So first we have to find out the value. 16,000 plus 2,500 is equal to 18,500. IGST 12% plus curly 2220. So total value will be 20,720. In the cost we have to write 18,500. In IGST column we have to write 2220, and total transactions will be 20,720. So here we can see the total of cost, that is 29,000, total input CGST 630, total SGST 630, total IGST 2,220, and total value of purchase, that is 32,480. Okay, so like this we can record our transactions. So here we have another transaction. 10 piece long cloth at the rate of 800 each, 20 piece of shirts at the rate of 100 each, at 20% trade discount, and CGST and SGST 6% each, and 500 were paid for freight charges. So again for this we have to prepare comprehensive purchase book. So in the comprehensive purchase book, same date will be there, particular column, invoice number, ledger folio, details, cost, input CGST, input SGST, okay, different charges, and finally we have to find out the column of total. So here you can see 10 piece long cloth at the rate of 800 each, so total cost will be 8,000. 20 pieces of shirts 100 each, that is of 2,000. Okay, so 8,000 plus 2,000 is equal to 20,000. 10,000. Out of 10,000 we have to provide 20% trade discount, so 20%, that is of 2,000. 10,000 minus 2,000 of it will be 8,000. So cost price is 8,000, because we do not use to record invoice price, so that's why we have calculated cost 8,000. Then after we have to add CGST and SGST, that is 6%. 6% of 8,000 CGST, 6% of 8,000, that is of SGST, and the amount of CGST and SGST both will be 480 and 480. So on the basis of that, total purchase price will be 8,960, but freight charges are given, that we have to add 500. So total purchase will be considered as 9,460. In the column of cost we have to record cost, in the column of input CGST and in the column of input SGST we have to write their amounts, and whatever charges, whatever freight charges, packaging charges we have paid, that we have to write separately after the charging GSTs. Okay, so total here, total cost, total purchase will be 9,460. Cost price is given, input CGST, input SGST, charges are, and total purchase cost. So by this way we can prepare our purchase book. By the same way we can prepare our sales book. Okay, here. So simply we can see what journal entries we have to pass. Purchase, we have to debit purchase account by the charges only. Cost value, purchase account debit by 8,000. Input CGST 480, input SGST 480, and different kind of charges 500 that we have to debit, and we have to credit the party. So purchase account debit 8,000, input CGST 480, input SGST 480, charges on purchase 500 to parties account we have to credit. It was your journal entry on the basis of your transaction. Similarly, we have to prepare sales account, and at the time of preparing sales account, again we have to find out that is a cash transaction or credit transaction. If cash transaction, then we have to avoid to record it in the books of sales account, or if that is of purchase book, if that is of credit transaction, then only we have to record it here. So let's see, columns will be same. Sales book, we have to write sales book. Then again we have to write the name of parties, we have to provide the detail about the sale, just like 10 pieces of long cloth at the rate of 800 each, 8,000. 5 piece of shirting at the rate of 500 each is equal to 2,500. Total sales will be 10,500. Then again we have to add CGST and SGST. Okay, so here we have to make separate cost, input, output CGST, output SGST, and finally we have to find out the total of sale. We are not going to pass any transaction for second one because of the cash transaction. Then for the January 13th, almost same. Then again here we have one more transaction, having trade discount and taxes. So same we have to do. We have to find out the values of each and every item, just like 8,000, 2,000, total of 10,000. We have to subtract the trade discount amount 20%, that is of 2,000. So cost value of sale goods will be 8,000, and we have to calculate 6% of 8,000 for CGST and for the same SGST. So it will be 480 and 480. So total sales will be 4960. Total cost, that is 8,000, input CGST 480, input SGST 480, and total will be 8,960 that we have to record. So here we have completed our purchase return book. So hopefully, it was sales book, not the purchase return book. On the heading in the top you have to write sales book. Okay, purchase return, sales return, that we prepare in the simple way, but for the preparation of purchase book and the sales book, there may be the comprehensive format. So by using this format we can prepare our books. Hopefully you have understand the concept and all. So rest of things we will discuss in our live classes. Bye bye class.